What we both like to say, what we both like to express is our disgust and honesty with the rising prices and increases of everything that involves and revolves around the concept of prices of products, the products of its prices. And I don't know, it's been going on for far too long now, and it's becoming aggravating. It's disgusting and pathetic, to be honest.
It's ridiculous. I hate this. When I was a kid, a little gum packet was like 25 cents. And for like the big packet, it was $1. About 75 cents to $1, depending on where you go.
Right.
And nowadays, for small or for bulks, it's like $2.29. What? Where is this coming from? The freaking government screwing up everything, screwing us.
The corrupt bureaucrats and politicians
and
are responsible.
They had the audacity to say, "Oh, well, they tried to put on trial, like the people who aren't earning as much per year, like around 36 or so, like like the low pay grades." They wanted to tax them more money, and I'm sure most of you heard about this. They wanted to tax them more money, so everything would be more expensive, and then the poor would just get even more poor. It's ridiculous. And then they would be lesser tax for those who are rich. It's absolutely pathetic. It's ridiculous. It is pathetic more than anything.
I completely agree.
It's disgusting.
Right.
What in God's name are making these people think that they have the right to do this?
They have absolutely no justification or cause in any right form of perspective or another. And this is the absolute truth of exactly what majority of the YouTubers, they will not discuss the intensive realism, the perspective of reality with their general viewers. And that's ultimately what separates ourselves as opposed to them. They only are interested in the light of themselves to the mirror reflection of what they are supposed to represent themselves in an image crafted into the perspective or perception of the society around them allows them to be. They're only as good as society allows them to be. That's the truth. And I don't know, it's not to judge all people on YouTube. It's just a select few that are only in this entertainment industry, and the purpose was only meant for, or at least revolves around the idea, the concept of they themselves for seeking attention, just doing it for the publicity, the PR stunts of views, or the justification of what they are not for who they are. And they do it for the purpose of views and the fame and glory perspectives. However, our perspective is, our purpose for our channel is an inspiration project. And that's clearly what it is. It's an inspiration project. It's dedicated in our passion to seek out the light into the world and to being able to capture that light. And the light is interpreted to each individual as something being different. However, our purpose is to share a positive influence with the rest of the world, with society in general. And for us, in order to dedicate ourselves in the flames of our passion for something greater, to transform, to reverse the oceans of darkness of society for something greater. And we need to ourselves take in that responsibility within ourselves to become greater as human beings before it's too late, before we could even utter the words from our lungs, from our mouth, for a simple prayer or a simple feeling of gratitude. You know? You agree, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things screwed up with the government. And it's not just prices either.
It's not just a government. It's not just a government. It's the entire corrupt system of, the entire darkness of our world.
Yeah, but
and
who runs it?
societal issues.
Who is the figureheads? Or who are the figures behind all of this?
That's right. They are at the top level of everything else.
Those are the figureheads. There's Obama. There's the freaking what are they called? Congress. There's those douchebags.
I would just refer to the politicians as being parasites.
Yeah.
That's all. But ultimately, the grasp of understanding is, aside from the political structure, aside from whichever or whatever else, the main focal point is us as a collective, as a human being, for what we are as human beings, and that's ultimately what we are trying and so hard to push forward the progression of our knowledge as human beings. And as ourselves dedicated to this channel for our inspiration project, to helping to contribute a positive ripple effect throughout society, throughout the world. And we need to investigate the finite details within ourselves for who we are, deep within a spiritual core of ourselves as human beings, as people, as individuals, as a community, as a collective. And we both envision a reality to where the light would be possible, to where our aspiration would become reality, to where we are able to helping others through our videos and of this inspiration project.
We went from talking about the crappy price going up to this.
Well, yeah, ultimately, the prices of the, well, that's what I'm saying, is the prices of the economy ultimately does affect all of us.
Yeah, I know.
As a humanity.
I just didn't know how you switched.
Right. How I transition that in its transparency is, this is what I'm basically talking about, sweetie.
I wasn't even paying attention to the part where you actually switched over to a different topic.
The economy.
You're tricky that way.
Well, true. I mean, that's our philosophy, right?
It is.
You have to keep. That's the purpose of us as human beings, as a community, as a society. We're supposed to be universal in our perspective, in our thoughts, in our mental capacity. We have to push ourselves beyond the limitations and expectations of ourselves to become something greater. It's one thing to have an aspiration to become something greater, but you have to rise above and beyond and push along the borderlines of that greatness. You have to become something even more vibrant and explode in that greatness. And you have to transparent channel your thoughts, and you have to ultimately view the perspectives of the world in so many different levels of angles and of different what do you call it? Well, anyway, angles and different visions of light. So the reason why I had transpired from speaking of the economy and the prices of the products affecting our lives to this topic was ultimately there's a correlation that exists that intertwines together. And the prices of everything, or at least the state of the economy, it does affect us all.
It does. Obviously.
So it's a societal issue, obviously. So that's ultimately why I decided to. Yeah. Well.
No, you're trying to escape from the grasp.
Yeah, rodeo cowboy. God damn. Yeah.
I don't like that episode either. I got you.
I won't edit it out. I promise. Oh, Terry. I love you, Terry, Mr. Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, my dad looks like Woody Harrelson. He does.
In times of darkness, the greatest opportunity arises within us. We need to work towards that positive progress and correlation in order to find, or at least discover, the light within ourselves. And when we do, we have to embrace it for the positive as long as possible. And we have to keep a clear conscious perspectives, conscious state of mind, and to just remain who you are as a person. And to discover the light is one of the greatest, most challenging obstacles in your path to the journey of consciousness and of enlightenment. And in times of darkness such as this, you have to collect your thoughts, and you have to be who you are as a human being. And this is something that is complicated for each individual, for each human being, including ourselves. We ourselves are obviously not perfect. We're not God. Although we worship and praise and give honor to our divine creator. And of course, the light exists inside of each and every one of us. And it is stressful, it is frustrating, and such as tonight, we both ourselves were quite aggravated and extremely
very stressed.
Very stressed out. Enraged, if anything else. Because of the prices of everything, there should be no excuse for it. There should be no probable cause or justification for the prices of why it's being.
We got this like for $1, which that's okay.
Certain things are quite cheap and reasonable.
Yeah, however, healthy water.
There are quite a lot of products in today's market, in today's society, that it's not just a handful of things that are expensive. It seems as if almost everything's expensive. And this is exactly what needs to be brought and put an end to right now, as soon as possible. Because it's absolutely just pissing both of us off.
Exactly. What used to be like really cheap, like remember the gum thing I said? 25 cents, it shot up to $2.29. So that tells you the price difference. How much everything shot up. It shot up like twice as much. Not even twice as much, like 10 times as much as it used to be.
That's right. And this cannot continue to prolong forever. And there has to be an end to the oceans of darkness, to all the corruption, to all the plagues, the wars, of all the darkness and shadows in today's society. And it has to end. It has to be brought to an end at some point soon enough. And when it does, should we rejoice and continue to pray and manifest ourselves inside of the light? And this is a conscious revolution of love that we project outwards into the airwaves of society through our videos as a collective. And time again, I've said this multiple times, and we just hope that you guys would help us in our journey as you embrace ourselves, embrace us, and as you're a part of us. By being a part of us, you are influencing yourself through us in a positive realm, in a perspective of the positive. I'm sorry, what were you saying now?
I was going to say, change begins with love, and change begins with you.
Yeah.
We all need to change everything. We need to love. We need to change what is around us with our love, with each other as a family. Because even if we're from a far off land, we're still family. We're still human beings. It doesn't matter about your race, obviously. Like, Cody is Asian. I'm Caucasian. Who cares? We're all different. Maybe we look different, but it's fine. We're all part of this world.
We are all part of one universal collective one world.
We're all just family trying to survive. There's no reason to hate each other. There's always going to be difference.
That's
Which
right.
is why I don't understand
we should work
bullies that are
toward.
like, it's ridiculous.
We should constantly work towards bettering ourselves
Right.
and improving ourselves from the foundation of ground zero all the way up until the day of your death. And even beyond death, as you transform from your spiritual of your body, as it disconnects itself, obviously you become a part of the universe and of nature. And wherever heaven or the providence of light exists, whether it's still here on earth or if your spirit should linger within nature or the clouds or wherever it is in the world, then that's our obligation. Well, that's your obligation to better yourselves every day in every way possible. And, well, it was a strange concept, but there is a same correlation between speaking of societal issues such as the prices of hyperinflation in the economy, all the way up to who you are supposed to be and represent yourselves in a positive aspect of your lives. And it is vital in order to better yourselves, whether if you believe it or not. And through doing that, you're helping to influence those around you. And it is the psychological terminology considered as the butterfly effect. If you were to go out of your way to helping 2 people, then those 2 people were to go out helping 4 other people, or 10 or 20 other people, we could truly, influence in magnificent proportions of a ratio of so many different number and percentages of human beings. And that could ultimately result as an end result and conclusion of that for you yourself, for you can influence and change the entire world or the entire universe. Isn't that what you want for yourselves? And if you are someone who is stable-minded enough, and if you have a good, clear conscience, that is what you would work hard towards to seek into the world. And what were you gonna say? I think I've talked enough.
You're just very passionate.
Yeah.
Well, we are at a huge change in our lives, all of our lives, humanity's lives. It is changing now, and I think a lot of people see it, and more people need to start seeing it. What changes the world is you, and our love, and being ourselves, and evolving. We need to start thinking more, not of ourselves, but of everything around us. Not just our brothers and sisters, human beings, but our pets, our nature, everything. We need to start thinking about that, and we need to take care of what is around us, because people keep polluting, just leaving things around and abusing their privileges,
abusing nature and abusing their own selves, their own community.
You're only hurting yourself and the others around you. You need to think more clearly. You need to think of everything else, not yourself. And on occasion, you can be a little bit selfish, for small things, wanting an ice cream cone or something, or
becoming selfless
when it comes to love.
Of course.
Yeah, that was my one selfish action in life, just to fall in love. But other than that, I think of other people. You
should yourself be someone of an individual who is selfless, and instead of being self-indulgent and apathetic, you should rise to your visions of your victory into the commitment. And there's so many aspirations, there's so many goals in life, and there are so many, especially at the beginning of the year, there are something called what was it again? It was, got so many things in my thoughts. It's called New Year's resolution. Your greatest New Year's resolution should consist of how to dedicate yourself to becoming a greater human being within yourself, and how to apply the effects of a positive influence and a stable positive correlation of your consciousness into sharing that with the rest of the world, and how to apply that principle and virtue into helping dedicate yourself to the world around you. Oh, look at Tomo.
Look at little Tomo.
Mwah.
My little Momo.
I love you, Jen and Tomo-chan.
Her name's Tomo, but I call her Momo, which is Japanese for peach.
Aw,
She's just a little
Tomo-chan.
peach.
Tomo-chan, come over here, cowgirl. I reckon I love you too, baby. I kiss both of y'all.
Both his doggies. I was born near the dog, so.
Oh, that's right, she is. Yeah, I reckon so. That's right, she's you're the dog, and I got a doggy right here.
If I was a dog, I'd be a pug. I love pugs. They're
Cute-o.
so freaking
A
cute.
cute pug.
They're like fat caterpillars. I love them so much. I love pugs and their flat noses.
Tomo decided to join us in our daily video. She wanted to say hi. She waved her arm. She's a Chihuahua mixed.
She's a chiweenie.
Chiweenie. She's a Tasmanian devil. Don't let her looks to deceive you. I mean, she is absolutely terrifying and vicious.
Little ankle biter.
She looks like a little cub, but she ain't. She's something else. She's something else. No. Thank you, everyone, so much always for watching our videos and to dedicating your time, as I realize that everyone has a busy schedule in their lives. However, we thank you. We thank you for everything, for all of your support, for your friendships, for watching our videos. And for those of you who share our videos with others, that truly inspires me, and Jen here, of course, that there are still good of people left within our humanity. And those are the people who are massively dedicated. Of course, those are the people, individuals who are dedicated in the truest form to helping to spread our message to the rest of the world. And for that, we commemorate you, and we wish you the best and all the luck inside the journey of the light in your path. And may Yahshua bless you, and may peace be found within him. May God bless everyone, and the consciousness of the universe, may it bless you as well. And Hare Krishna. God bless everyone, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. Hope that you enjoyed watching it. Tomo says goodbye as well. Huh, Tomo? Yep. Tomo, come on, Tomo. Yeah, come on, Tomo. There she is. Oh.
Tomo.
Tomo-chan.